Hi everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Jojo Plans, and today we are jumping in on the collab that is 25 days of planner tips brought to us by the paper and pen girl, Tamra. Thank you so much for having me back for another year to jump in on this collab and share a tip for this year's topic. If you have not heard about this collab before, it's an amazing collab that brings a bunch of creators together to give you a tip on one specific topic, and there are so many different takes on this that there's literally something for everybody. If one tip doesn't work for you, another one might, or maybe multiple might. You can combine them however it works for you, but this is an amazing collab. If you look down in the description below, I have a link. It's the playlist of all 20 that are up so far, videos of other creators sharing their tip on this year's topic. So you guys can go and check that out. Yesterday was Julie's plan. Tomorrow is a girl with plans with Tracy, and then it's gonna go all the way through till just after Christmas, and you're gonna be able to get a tip a day basically. So if you have not watched those, go and watch them, because I promise you, if you're planning anything that goes along with this year's topic, it's going to be super helpful. And what is this year's topic? This year's topic is planner switching. Now, when I heard that, I was like, that's easy. We switch our planners all the time. We switch from, the current year's planner to like next year's planner. Like we get a shiny new pretty planner that we get to play in, but that's not what we're talking about. I mean, that is part of it, but we're actually talking about switching your system, switching from disc bound to coil, or book bound to coil, or book bound to disc, whatever that is. We're completely making a switch, which might means you have to make a switch in the things that you have for that planner. Like you might need different things. Maybe it's just not working for you and you need it to be more functional for you. Maybe you need it to be less functional for you because you're not in that season of life right now. Whatever it is, you're wanting to make a change, and it just happens to be like you're literally changing everything. And this is not an easy thing. For some people, this might be a fun thing that they like to do, is to just like make changes all the time and try something new all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. But for some of us, that is a really, really hard change to make, because this is not a cheap hobby, y'all. Like this is an expensive hobby. And so making these changes, you really want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that's not going to cost you when you don't finish it out, basically. So, and that's going to bring me into my tip that I am going to share with you on this topic. So let me just kind of preface this. This isn't going to be a tip for everybody. Again, there are people that probably love making changes, but for me, I am not a person that likes change at all. We're talking like Gmail will move a button on Gmail. Maybe it moves like the create an email button, whatever. And they might move it to like the other side. And I notice those things very quickly. That change will literally throw off my entire day. Like I do not do well with change at all. So this year, making a change for 2025, as I was deciding to do that, I'm like, oh, this is about to get real. And it's funny that this is the topic, because it is something that I'm doing. Now, I'm not changing as far as I'm not moving from disc bound, which I've been in disc bound for 9 years. I don't think I can move. I already know for a fact I don't even like writing in the journals that are book bound. It makes me angry. I don't know why. I think I've only ever written one of those maybe 5 pages total, and after that I'm over it. And then I don't like spiral, so I'm not switching that, but I am switching my layout, and I feel like that counts, because that is a really big change for me. Some people might not see that as a big change, but for somebody with pretty severe anxiety, that is a really big change, and that is something I am scared to do. So my tip to you is to take your time when you're deciding to do something like this. If you know you are somebody that struggles with change, and what you have right now is working pretty well, but you need more. So it's a matter of I know that I need something more. There's nothing wrong with what I'm in right now, but it could be better, and it could be better for my mental health. It could be better for just making sure I have stuff together better. There are a lot of different factors you can look at, but if you are needing to make a change, but you're also fearful of making that change, and you're going to have a hard time making that change, sometimes making that quick impulsive change isn't going to help you. Sometimes saying, the last week of December, oh, I'm going to change everything about my planners, that's not going to help you. Like, I tried doing that last year briefly with a planner, and I think I lasted like a week. Like, it didn't work out because I just did it too quickly. I didn't really think it through. And I was just like, yeah, I'm going to make this planner work for me. And then it did not. So this year I'm going into it in a different approach, and I'm planning to take my time when it comes to it. I'm not going to hold myself down if I don't finish it. Like, I don't want to hold myself up to this standard. I feel like that's also what we do this time of year is, you know, a new year comes. It's like that new year, new me feeling. I want to make a change. I want to be better. Like, it's all these things. But then when we make our goal, like when we make those goals really, really big and then we fail at them, it kind of hits us pretty hard. So at least it does for me. I don't know if there's anybody else out there that like you get like really down on yourself when you fail at like a goal that you set for yourself. So I'm just trying to have grace with myself for 2025, and I want to take my time. I want to learn this planner before I just decide that I'm going to go all in and spend all the money on all the extra things for this planner. Like, I want to plan it. And there's some tips down the line that you can look at that talk about how some companies will be able to provide you a printable so you can test it out. So this kind of works for that. But I'm talking more of like, take your time. Don't make this decision right now. Like, right now isn't really the time to be making the decision. Right now is the time to be actually setting up the planner and getting it ready so that way you can just go ahead and start it. But I'm talking more about taking even more time. Like, I'm talking about a couple months worth of taking your time to really make the decision, maybe even practice in the style of planner, and really just figure out if it's really something you want. Planners generally from most companies will start going on sale around summertime because they're already prepping their next year's planners, but they got to get rid of their current inventory of whatever current year they're on. So usually that's when you'll start seeing like deep discounted planners and be able to grab them for cheap. And then you can try a bunch of different ones without breaking the bank because you might be getting them for more than 50% off. And then you can kind of start playing around with things. And yes, that means you won't have it technically for that next year unless you want to redate it, which you totally can do. But this will at least give you a lot of time to really sit, try different things, rather than doing the same thing every single month. Maybe try switching it up and seeing if different things work better. So just taking your time will just allow you a little bit more leeway. And again, for me, it'll give me time to ease myself in to something new rather than just being like, I'm just going to go. I'm going to give up my old system completely and I'm going to just like dive right in to this new planner and then hope it works. And I tried doing that last year and it did not work at all. So that's not the way. And I think something I've learned is I'm not a person that likes to do things quickly. I mean, if we're talking about like getting in a pool, there are some people that like to jump in the pool. There are some people that just like walk straight in and then they're just like in. Me, I'm putting a toe in, I'm putting my foot in, I'm putting the calf in, I'm putting the knee in, I'm putting the thigh in, then the hips, and then it takes me forever to get my back in because like my back is literally like the most sensitive thing ever to like cold. You know, like it takes me forever to get in a pool. And I think it's pretty much this, it's going to be the same way with my planners because I've been in the same planner for 9 years. It's going to be harder for me to make that change quickly. You know, and there's a time and place for doing things quickly, but this is an expensive hobby, y'all. So trying to like just like jump ship and go into a new system and buying all the things for that without actually knowing how you truly feel about it is going to be costly. So you really want to make sure you're taking your time and really making the best decisions that you can and really testing things out and giving yourself the time to. Like, if you're thinking about switching, the time to kind of think about that is like summertime, because that's a great time to be looking for planner companies and trying out their stuff, and that gives you plenty of time. That way you can go into it by December, you have it figured out, and you're really only spending your time setting up your planner and getting it ready to start for the new year. So I think it's a different look on a tip for you guys is just taking your time with it, but it does combine a lot of the other great tips. So I encourage you to go and check them out. But stay tuned tomorrow for A Girl with Plans, Tracy. and she will have another great tip for you. But that's what I have for you. Take your time. It is okay. Like, it does not need to be a split decision. We're in a world right now where it's really easy to be impulsive because we're seeing all the things online and it looks great for somebody else, but it's not necessarily one of those things where we have to do it right away. Like, it is okay to like chill out, take time, maybe take a screenshot of it, save it somewhere where you know you'll go back to look at it. And then if you're still thinking about that layout, you're still thinking about that planner, you know, then you can finally make decisions. Just like take a little bit more time. Like, it is okay. We're in such a like do everything quickly day and age. Like, it is okay to like stop and really take the time to learn something about something new before just like diving head on in with it first. So anyway, I hope this tip helps somebody. But again, stay tuned for tomorrow. Check out the description to see the link of all of the other videos. That way you can go and check them out. But I so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!